Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. We are in Inmates to Entrepreneurs 8-week course. This is our September national course. My name is Allie Thomas. I'm the person who has been emailing you and contacting you, all the reminders. I have the very first class, we always have just some housekeeping notes to go over, and then we will jump directly into the content. So basically how it's going to run tonight is I'm going to run through just some general housekeeping notes so we're all kind of on the same page. We'll move into what you can expect from the course and kind of how the course runs. And then I'm going to introduce you to your instructors for the evening and explain a little bit more about your instructors for the rest of the course. So just bear with me for the next few moments so we can get through all the just really boring stuff, and then we will jump right in. So first and foremost, I like to warn everybody, we do record all of the classes. We do that for a couple of reasons. One, it's very, very helpful if for some reason you have to miss class and you want to watch it and kind of listen to any content you may have missed. You will always have access to those recordings. It just makes it easy for everyone to reference back to the material if they need it. So I like to warn you that we are recording. You should have heard, I think Zoom alerts everyone. So that's what that is. If your username is not your actual name, if you can change it so we know who you are, that is how we track attendance. If you're not sure how to change your username, you can type who you are in the chat. You can email me if that's not working, just so we know who you are. We do require everyone to attend at least 6 out of the 8 classes. And we understand that life happens. So, if you say, hey, Allie, I have to start working on Wednesday nights, but I want to stay in the class, what can I do? Just talk to me. We will make sure that it works. We want you in the class as much as you want to be in the class. Like I said, life happens. We know kids get sick, you get sick. You have places to be sometimes that you can't get out of. So just let me know, and we will make sure that as long as you and I are in contact, I will make sure that you remain in the class. Everything's good to go there. Also, class is going to begin promptly at 6. We started a minute or two late because this is the first class and I want to give people time to figure out how to get into Zoom. But usually we will start right at 6 and we're going to end right at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. We want to be respectful of your time, respectful of our instructors who are all volunteers. We recognize that you are taking time out of your day, out of your life to spend with us. We want to just be as cognizant of time as we can. If you can have your video on, that would be helpful. It does help us get to know who you are a little bit faster when we can put faces with names. If you can't, like I said, we understand life happens and sometimes that's not possible. So if you can't, don't worry about it. It's just always encouraged if you can. Class will be held every single night or every single Wednesday. So it's the next 8 Wednesdays is class at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's the same time. It's the same exact Zoom link. So the link that you use to get in tonight is the link you're going to use every single week until we are done. If for some reason Zoom has given lots of people lots of issues in the past, it's just the nature of having so many people online at the same time. If for some reason the video starts freezing or your audio messes up, we can't really do a lot of troubleshooting once we're in class, unfortunately, but the easiest way to try and fix the issue is to completely exit this meeting, use that same Zoom link and come back in. I monitor the waiting room throughout class. So if you have to drop and come back, I will let you back in, I promise. That's just the easiest kind of quick fix. Otherwise, if it's giving you issues and you can't get back in, shoot me a message. I track attendance, so I'll see who's here. I will make sure you get the recording. So don't fret about that. Now I'm going to run into kind of how class works, how class runs, and then we will jump into class, promise. So first and foremost, Inmates to Entrepreneurs does not offer any sort of financial support. That includes, but is not limited to, donations, startup capital, loans, or seed funding. We teach the practice of starting and growing low capital businesses. There is no financial compensation for graduating from this course. Each class will build on the previous week. So tonight is going to be a general overview of what is an entrepreneur, what is required to be one. And we do this so we're all on the same page. If you remember when you registered, really the only question we ask is, do you self-identify as having been judicially involved in some capacity? So we have people in this class who are currently incarcerated. We have people who've been incarcerated for 40 years. We have people who've never been incarcerated. And so we want to make sure that we're all on the same page so that we can build from that base knowledge together. We never want to assume that, anyone knows anything or more about something than anyone else. So we want to make sure that we're always on the same page and moving forward. So tonight, like I said, it's going to be about what it takes to be an entrepreneur, and then we'll move into ideas like sales and marketing and human resources and financing and taxes and all of that really, really fun stuff. As I mentioned, class is recorded. So every Thursday, tonight is Wednesday, so every Thursday, you can expect a recap from me that will include the recording. So it'll be a YouTube video link, as well as any PowerPoint slides we share. And if I share any links in the chat, or if any of our instructors share any links in the chat to different resources, I will grab those and put them in the recap email as well. You all should have received a PDF version of a course activity book. It was attached to the emails that had the Zoom login information. You are more than welcome to print that, write on it. It follows along with the curriculum each week. By no means do you have to print it. It is like 36 pages, I recognize that. But if you want to print it, you're more than welcome to do so. All of our instructors are experienced entrepreneurs. So every single person teaching this class has started a business. Most of them, or I would say over half of them, have been judicially involved in some capacity. A lot of them have started businesses for less than $1,000. So we like to practice what we preach in terms of who is actually teaching the content. And then last but not least, we do have weekly homework. The homework is done on the honor system. Please do not turn it in. I would love to look at it, but I cannot look at 50 sheets of homework every week. It's really just to help you progress on different ideas and concepts that we talked about in class the previous week. So it's suggested, it's built to help you progress different business ideas and concepts, like I mentioned, but again, honor system, please do not turn it in. Now, all of that boring stuff's out of the way. I tried to get it fast, so I apologize if I'm kind of speeding through this. But we do have 2 instructors this evening. I'm very excited for them to be teaching you guys. We have Josh Nowak. He is both a graduate of this program. He was actually, I think, in our first virtual course. He is also now a board member with Inmates Entrepreneurs. So he's been with us for several years now. We also have Dwight Deloach. Dwight has been with the program, I want to say years, Dwight, but I'm not sure quite the exact time. But Dwight is fantastic as well. So Dwight and Josh, I'm going to make you both co-hosts. Whenever you can, please introduce yourself to the class. And then whenever you're ready for the PowerPoint, just let me know.
Hey, Dwight, why don't you kick us off?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. And thanks, Ali, for the introductions and the overview of the course. I'm Dwight Deloach. Pleasure to be here. Got connected to Inmates Entrepreneurs a couple years ago. My father started I2E services. We provide facility maintenance services to commercial government clients in the Northeast region. I'm young, still growing, still learning the business, but definitely want to provide some insights on my journey and how each one of you can take that step and become entrepreneurs. So I'm glad to be here. Passing on to Josh.
And thank you so much. FEMAG, we'll get to you in just a second here. I'm Josh Nowak. I run Breaking Free Apparel. We are a shirt printing company based here in Southern California. More than a shirt printing business, we actually are a second chances employer. And that's what keeps me busy during my days when I'm not teaching. Yes, I'm a convicted felon, but I'd like to think myself more as an entrepreneur than anything else. So with that in mind, let's find out what's up with FEMAG and see what's going on there, and then we can jump into content. FEMAG, can you unmute yourself? Can't hear you. All right, we'll just come back to that. Well, everyone, welcome to Inmates to Entrepreneurs. So glad that you're here. Dwight, you want to just kick us off? Let's have the opening slides and we'll get started here.
Okay, sure. How are we going to move forward? Okay, we can start here. So again, thank you all for joining us tonight and the inauguration of the course. What can you expect from this course? Obviously, you're going to meet your instructors and learn about Inmates to Entrepreneurs program, the expectations. Also, you want to start to meet the class and network with like-minded entrepreneurs and pursuing aspiring entrepreneurs yourselves. What you will learn, you're going to learn how to start a business. You're going to learn how to start a business with limited or low resources under $1,000, right? You're going to learn how to market your business, what it takes to obtain customers and make that first sale, right? You're going to learn how to give good and great customer service, right? What it takes to get repeat business and please your customers, and also how to manage and control your costs and try your best as you grow and learn your business, how to control your accounting and finances and the basic principles, right? We're giving you the overarching principles of what it takes to start and also run your business. Each journey will be different, and you will hear about our journeys and how you can take some highs and lows and lessons learned on this path. But we continue to encourage you to keep striving as you grow and start and matriculate through your businesses. Next slide. You want me to take this, Josh?
So thank you so much, Dwight. So one of the best ways for us to describe our businesses, especially as we're thinking about what it is that we want to do, is an elevator pitch. An elevator pitch is a brief, persuasive speech that you use to spark an interest in what you and your team, your business, what you do. You can use it to create interest in that project, that idea or product, or just in yourself. A good pitch lasts 20 or 30 seconds. For purposes of this class, let's use our pitch as if the business already as if the business already exists. So I am, not I will be, or not I can be. I am the owner of, I am the CEO of, I am the co-founder of, I'm the founder of, I am the whatever it is that you want to call it. And in my world, when I think about elevator pitches, another way of looking at an elevator pitch is tell me who you are, tell me what the name of your business is, tell me what it is that you do, give me something relevant that's time sensitive about why I should connect with you right now. Tell me the geographic areas that you service, and how do I find you? Preferably on socials. Phone numbers are great, but right now we do a lot more work on social media. So I am Joshua Nowak. I'm co-founder of Breaking Free Industries. We are a t-shirt printer based in Southern California. Halloween is coming. Go get your costumes done by us. We've got some unique, funny shirts that are seasonally appropriate. You can find this at Breaking Free BFI. So if you get a sense of that, kind of get a sense of, okay, well, he's not selling me Amway, he's in apparel. And so for people that are typically in this program, it's like, we've had a lot of people that are in residential cleaning. You can make jokes about, no one likes to clean a toilet, all that sort of stuff. So as you kind of get into it, you get a little bit better. You want to practice this every day with your animals, with your spouses, with your friends, with your family members, just to yourself in the mirror. And the offside, the real benefit of talking about your elevator pitch is that you really get a sense of what it is the business that you want to do. After saying it 50 times that I want to be a DJ, you might actually be like, you know what? Not so, I really don't like that idea so much. Maybe I want to craft it a little differently. And as you start getting a sense of how you're talking about your business, you start developing a level of confidence, a level of personal pride about what it is that you're trying to do, instead of just having some, well, I'm here to just kind of be a business owner. It's like, hey, I'm Josh and I've got, spick and clean, carpet clean. Whatever it is that you want to be passionate about, you start getting that energy across to your friends, to your family, so that they start referring you business, because that's ultimately how you're going to start launching your business. Do I have anything to add?
Now, Josh, you hit on the head again. Another thing about elevator pitches, right? So you never know who you're going to be talking to or meeting day to day, right? So if you have and perfect that elevator pitch, you might be talking to a potential client that might need your service, or they might know someone that they can refer you to. So as you develop and get confident and know your key facts about your business, what you do, who do you serve, you can get into your marketing strategy and how you can get to your customer, their location, right, where your business is going to be. If you can nail those 3-4 things down in 20 seconds, you got a potential customer waiting right next to you in that elevator. So just think about that too.
Excellent, excellent. You're on a roll there, Dwight. Keep it going.
Okay. So types of businesses, right? So many of us, we go to the store and we got to go buy things, right? And we support small businesses. And most of businesses are Main Street businesses. They continue to make the economy go, possibly 1 to 2 man entrepreneurs growing and trying to keep the business going. So that's catering, lawn care, painting, clothing stores, lemonade stands, right? And these are a lot of entrepreneurs that are grassroots, right? They don't have national chains backing them and the geographical businesses. They're serving a niche customer that is in a certain industry or certain location, and they know their customer and they know their service back hand to back. So these are some Main Street opportunities that you can look into. And high tech businesses, these are high cost, hard to break into businesses because it takes a lot of capital. So software providers, information technology, phone applications, right? Apple, these are companies that possibly receive funding long-term to grow their business, but takes a lot of years to see growth because they have to develop and take long-term chances and swings to hit the mark on their programs. So these are types of businesses that most of us interact with. And these, are some business ideas that you can think about as you start examining your particular interests, right? What your normally hobbies or possible things you're good at or things you're interested in, and see if that's a way that you can take that step and say, okay, I like doing fashion. Maybe I can start selling t-shirts out of my car, and then I deliver that to the end user, and then I can maybe get into online selling. But it just takes the first step of saying, I think I like to do this type of thing. Can I literally sell it to someone for some type of profit? So these are type of ideas that you can think about. What's your thoughts on that, Guy?
I love it. I mean, for the most part, we are going to see a lot more Main Street business, not so much a matter of high tech businesses. We're really not catered to teaching about the high tech business just because the amount of capital that you need is just that much more phenomenal. So yeah, you hit it. Can we move on to the next slide here? And by the way, as you have ideas and thoughts, go into the chat window. I mean, we already have some of the things that are being spun in there. I will keep my eyes peeled onto that. So as you have questions, we'll stop, we'll address it as we go, because this is meant to be more interactive. If you want to hear me talk for the next 6 out of 7 weeks, you're going to be, I don't even want to hear myself talk for 7 weeks. So please, let's keep it engaged into the chat window. And we're going to start talking about elevator pitches here and giving you a chance to kind of start engaging here in just a moment. Traits of an entrepreneur. Into the chat window, if you can start entering in, when you hear the word entrepreneur, what are you thinking about? What is an entrepreneur to you? Let's start lighting up that chat window.
I can read them.
What's that?
I can read them.
Yeah. Now we've got some of them up here on the slide here. Passionate about business. You're proactive, your strong desire to see. Okay, business owner. Yep. Now we start going here.
Self-starter. And says someone with drive to start and grow their business. Michael and Emily said a person who starts and run a business. Tiffany says a go-getter.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dwight, what's the number one word that you think sums up an entrepreneur?
Um, a hustler.
Right on, right on. I like good leader. I like hard worker. I like adaptive. Definitely a
Innovate.
risk taker. I like innovator, Elaine. Impact driven. Some more businesses than others. They're Jessica in terms of impact. So what we're getting is that we're people who are trying to step outside the norms and break some rules. Um, some books that you want to think about here: The Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, Dale Carnegie's. These are books that you may want to consider uh, in terms of having to start expanding your horizon about what it means to be an entrepreneur. And Reginald, you're spot on, right? These are really great thoughts and traits about an entrepreneur. Let's move on to the next slide. Do you want to continue on here, Dwight?
Sure. So
Thank you.
as Josh talked about, traits of entrepreneur, you want to be comfortable with challenges and disappointments. And now I'm gonna get a little personal and talk about some ups and downs, right? So as an entrepreneur, right, you're gonna have an idea, you're gonna have a business, you're gonna have serve some clients, right? But you're gonna face some significant challenges. That could be the industry that you're in. So as a carpet cleaner, it could be, hey, my machine goes down on the job, right? What do you do, right? How do you deal with that? Or your clients don't pay you on time and your books start to get behind. How do you deal with that? But you got to keep going forward. These are some things as an entrepreneur, you have to get really relentless and say that I'm going to be resilient to push forward through some tough adversities. And it can be personal, it can be business. And you got to develop that desire to say, I've got to keep going and pivot. Financial self-control. Again, personally, that means that you got to continue to understand as an entrepreneur, you're out there day to day grinding to hopefully make enough money to survive personally and have your business grow. And that comes with some sacrifices. Your business could be seasonal, meaning that your business only have high sales in the summertime, but wintertime, you might slow and have a couple clients here and there. So you have to get ready to say, I have to make some tough economic choices to adjust my budget. And that comes with learning and that comes with development. Again, willing to learn from your customers and your competitors, books, trade, magazines, employees. Emily dropped in the chat, great list of book recommendations that you can start now, taking the time to do some research as you dive in and exploring your idea and just say, what is it going to take? What should I be doing? Going to the library or going to a resource center to kind of get more insight are some great strategies that are low cost to just dive in and get as much content or learning about your industry as you can. And a lot of it is on the job too. So, learning from your customer, ability to communicate and take criticism as well. These are things you're going to get feedback from your customers, and that will actually make you better, right? That your customer might be the thing that will tell you the next big idea just because they give you some constructive criticism. Creativity, being willing to pivot, get into new ideas and new branches of lines of business, possibly, or doing something out of the box that nobody else has done. So thinking that way as well, and multitask. You're going to have to be willing to juggle a lot of responsibilities. You're going to be the marketing person. You got to be the person behind the counter or delivering the goods. So you got to be willing to make sure as an entrepreneur, you're going to do a lot. And there's some hours that's going to take out of your schedule, dealing with family that you're going to have to balance. But it is a prospering thing because you're doing it for yourself, your family, and you're doing it because of your passion to your clients and yourself. What's your thoughts, Josh?
The last three here are really interesting for me personally. The ability to communicate gets you so incredibly far. One of the humbling things about being an entrepreneur is that you're not always going to get it right. You're not always going to get it. but communication goes a real long way towards smoothing everything out with people on your team, with customers, with your family as they're supporting them. There's no place in life where communication can be taken for granted. And ideally, you are finding ways to communicate in ways that the people that you're trying to talk to can understand and appreciate. If I'm shouting at you in Chinese, it's not going to help you very much. You're not going to understand it. If I find a way that you can understand what I'm trying to communicate, then we can go places. We can go really great places. You are going from time to time, you are going to disappoint your clients. You're going to disappoint somebody. Communication is what bridges that gap to buy you the credibility and the goodwill to get past that part. Not only that, communication is the way that you're going to get your first sales. Creativity, as we're talking about business plans and all that sort of stuff, open your eyes to the idea that you can be well beyond more successful than you ever thought possible. Be creative, allow yourself to dream. And the multitasker one for me on a personal side, I am the world's worst multitasker. I am terrible at it, but I am totally bomb at getting things done in a serial one after another kind of way. So if there's something that kind of enters in my head saying, hey, I've got to do this, I will stop what I'm doing. I'll call up on Siri and say, hey, Siri, remind me in 2 hours, call Jackie. So multitasking doesn't mean that you have to do multiple things at the same time. I can't do that to save my life. When I was married, I remember very vividly one of my funnier moments is I'm sitting there cooking dinner and my then wife comes up to me and starts talking to me, and she turns to me and says, you realize that you're burning dinner. I had totally forgotten that I was cooking, totally unaware of it, totally oblivious to life around me, totally oblivious that no, kitchen's on fire. Because whoever I'm with, I am incredibly present with them. Whatever task I'm doing, I'm incredibly present with that task. But being a business owner requires me to do so many different things over the course of the day that I'm going to have to shift from one priority to another. I just won't do two priorities at the same time. I can't do it. I cannot do it. And if I try, I'll fail miserably. So the point of me sharing this is know how you operate, know how you work, play to your strengths. On the one side, there's an element of having to, sorry about the background noise here. On one side, there's an element of trying to be a little of everything and wear many hats. There's also a point of realizing that there's only so many hats that you execute well with. Ultimately, as an entrepreneur, you are responsible. I am responsible no matter how bad I am at certain tasks. It's my business. I'm responsible. That said, let me find the help that I need to be successful. Let me delegate as I need to. Let me create swim lanes for myself to operate at my peak performance. So that's my story for you. Next slide, please. Thank you. Now, let's go back to the chat window. Let's talk about why are you even here tonight? You saw an ad, maybe it was on Facebook, maybe you talked to a friend of yours. Why are you starting a business? Let's go, let's light up that chat window. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. And while you're starting to go into that chat window, on the screen, hey, no one's going to tell us how much money we can make or how little money we can make. You can be a better provider, self-sufficiency to make it totally. Accumulate wealth, control your destiny. You can do something that you're passionate about. Contribute to society. Tiffany says, be your own boss. For me, contributing to society, being a second chance as an employer is what it's about. Yeah, I like apparel, it's fun. But the ability to hire people that really need a job, awesome. Legacy, also important. Love it. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Shelley, I would say control of your time. You can work any 80 hours a week that you want. And Dwight like that one.
Break the cycle. I like that.
Yeah.
Jessica. Yeah.
It's very important.
Lisa said, I'm starting a business because I want to contribute to my family. Been unemployed since 2010, and it's always been a dream to own my own business. Yeah.
These are all great reasons. These are all great reasons. Hi there, Jimmy. I'm Josh. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Jimmy.
John, the homeless. Love it. I've been there. These are all great reasons for starting a business. Perfect. Let's go on to the next slide there, Ali. Do you want to take this one?
Okay, so obstacles and roadblocks. Why businesses fail? There's a statistic, yes, that a majority of business in the first 5 years fail. And why should you know that? It's just you do need to know the risk. But morale and feeling overwhelmed is a key parameter of why businesses fail, right? Every day you got to wake up, even when you don't feel like waking up, to grind for your business, to go serve your customers, to get that feedback that you don't want to hear, deal with some scenarios that you wasn't expecting, but you got to push forward through those struggles. Money problems, right? Finances, just even if you work on a job, you can have finances, but as a business, you got personal bills, cash flow problems of your business, right? You're not going to, if you're in the service business like I do, I provide credit to clients. That means I don't know if a client is going to pay me on time. Then I have to pay my creditors. Might not know if I can pay my creditors back. And then you get into a spiral where your bills are so behind that you have no other chances to continue on because you just have a cash flow crunch. And then it goes into lack of access to capital, right? There are a lot of stigmas about access to capital, definitely, and to startup businesses, right? The risk of you trying to go to a bank and get a loan and say, I have a business plan and I have the next big idea, but trying to convince a loan banker that, hey, you need $20,000. You might not get that in the first round. You might not get that. So then you have to tap into some high risky assets or lenders that have high interest, right? And you could tap into that just to get some cash flow to bridge some funds. But again, if you can't afford to pay them back, you get into another cycle of behind and you're struggling. It could be you have the wrong product or you're in the wrong location, right? You might have to make a pivot just to stay in business, right? It could mean moving. It could be selling a new line of item, reducing your price. You have to do that holistic review of your business. Your market could be in the decline, right? COVID has reshaped a lot of industries, right? So you might have to look at where you were and how you can adapt and pivot so you can continue to survive, even thrive in this market. In COVID, a lot of work from home establishments became, so offices actually started to downsize. A lot of landlords saw a lot of individuals move out of high-end commercial properties because people can start working from home. So now these offices had to reshape and say, hey, how are we going to stay in existence and collect rent? So you have to think about where you are and if your industry is getting disruptive or changes are becoming a thought. So SWOT analysis, some things that we talk about of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and just listing out your business and the strengths you have, the opportunities you have, the threats and the weaknesses out so you can know how you can get to the next level. Niche businesses can make money, right? If you live in a rural environment or where houses and remodeling is going up, then you can get into a trade where you can continue to see business repeat because you can be that neighbor or in a community that can have that repeat business because it's a small community. Lawn care, cutting grass. Every 2 weeks, you can develop a contract in your community of having the lowest price and great product service. It could be painting. It could be a lot of different things, but you do have to understand there are roadblocks that you will have to just walk through and possibly overcome just because of the nature of the business and the nature of the industry. Don't know if Josh is still there.
Yes, I am. Sorry about that. All these things hit it on the head there. Oops, why is my video not on? There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Can we move on to the next slide? And other reasons why businesses fail. you've got bad employees, bad partners, you can't manage your work-life balance. Yeah, you have competitors and all that. I'm going to come back to the lack of desire, family and wealth, family and health. Yeah. Entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart. Let's call it what it is. It is on some level far easier to show up and collect a paycheck. There's pros and cons of each. But being an entrepreneur means that you don't have somebody telling you, what to do, when to do it, how to do it. You don't have somebody giving you a paycheck. You don't have you've got to make your own, you kind of make it rain, so to speak. So why businesses fail is it takes effort. Within Inmates to Entrepreneurs, I will meet with many students offline to give guidance, support, whatever it is that they need. And the number one thing that I like to encourage is just start. When I took this class, we had a graduation speaker. It was former Governor Rod Wilogovich, who talked about, entrepreneurship can be hard, but his kind words to it were, we've been judicially involved. Some of us have been to county, state, prison, whatever it is. How much harder can business be? How much more can you possibly fail? But the problem is that most of us never really give an earnest start to starting that business. So for each of you that's thinking like, how do I go about doing this? Just start. Don't worry about, well, gee, should I be selling black shirts or white shirts? Should I be doing lawn care or basket weaving or mobile detailing or mobile mechanic? Just start.
Yes.
Use the next 8 weeks for us to help guide you, coach you, and you'll explore your way. You will find your way. When it seems the easy answer is, well, I don't have any money. Our program is designed to say that you can have very, very little money and get started. Let's just say you want to be a house painter. $50 over at Staples goes a very long way to business cards. Free ads on Craigslist. You're in business for $50. You can go to Staples and get $50 worth of flyers that you can hang in your apartment community. I understand it would be easier if someone just dropped $25,000 on you and say, hey, go to town. The reality is that you would blow the $25,000 anyway because you don't know what you're doing just yet. And then you need another 25K. At least if you start with $50, you are going to start simply, humbly. And part of the challenge / opportunity is that when you start off really slow and simple, you can build a really strong foundation to what you want to do. So if I start at, that's right, Lisa, baby steps. When you start off with a simple business model, like let's just say house painting, I spend $50 over at Staples. I've got business cards. I place an ad in Craigslist. First customer calls up saying, I'd like my house painted. That's great. Cool. I'm excited. It'll be $750 for the painting. I would like to have $325 as a deposit. Pay me by Zelle. You show up, you do the job, you get your other $325, and now you've just made $750. You don't need a fancy website. You don't need a fancy truck with decals on it. You don't need to be like, all that stuff can come in time. But when I think about what Inmates to Entrepreneurs is about and why I'm so passionate about this program, is that you can take yourself, put yourself out there using tools that are freely available, Nextdoor, Craigslist, Chamber of Commerce, put yourself out there. And today you can start making money, calling yourself your own boss. It's not necessarily easy. It's not easy at all. But if you can turn around and put together a business, unfortunately, if you've been judicially involved, you may be looking at a minimum wage job for the rest of your life. Maybe we're more than that. No, there's no shame in working for a minimum wage job. Don't get me wrong, but maybe you have the enthusiasm and the ability and the wherewithal and the fortitude to really create yourself a special business. So failure to me is kind of a very, very relative term. Like, how badly can you fail? Like, for me personally, I disappointed everyone in my life. Everyone wrote me off. So as I went to start the business, it's just like, everyone already thinks I'm a loser. What can I possibly do to piss off my mom more? Okay, so once you put it in context like that, there's only upside from here. So failure to me, again, it's not the best term, but again, once you start getting rock and rolling, you want to be careful about these things, because as you start to gain momentum, you're going to really want to see it succeed. That's my thought. Well, let's move on to the next slide here. And if you want to add any more to the why businesses failed, Dwight.
No, Josh, your testimony was great. And I just encourage all of you, as you continue to iron out your idea, embrace the struggles, right? Failure is not the end. It's always sometimes a setback can be that step forward you take. And that's kind of how you have to think. If a client tells you no, that's not a no, that's just not yet, right? You can eventually convince that client to be your customer. So never take it too hard of no's and setbacks and feedback. Just continue to progress forward, stay humble, continue to learn, adapt, and get better. That's all it's about. So failure is not a bad thing. It's an opportunity. Many businesses pivoted and found their not, started in one way and then pivoted and actually saw growth just because they just had to make changes because of setbacks. So continue to stay encouraged in this process. There will be some ups, there will be some downs, but you all have it in you to make that business go and grow and make those legacies that you all talked about and make that breakthrough, get better and keep learning. So picking a name, right? It should reflect what you do, right? It should be that stamp of what your product or service is doing, right? It should be original, potential association and carriers, and appropriateness, right? You want to make sure that you're proud, and if you have employees and you have your logo and you have it starting to grow, right? You have that name and your brand. You want to make sure that your brand and your company is really out there, right? Everybody, when you see those big companies, Pepsi's and Apple's, their brand out there, they want to keep that focused, and they want to make sure that everybody knows it in a positive light. So you want to think about that. You want to think about your name and what it stands for and what your customers will perceive yourself as well as your business. So you want to make sure that it reflects you, and be authentic as well. Be authentic. It's really about bringing that uniqueness to your customer, but keeping it absolutely authentic, original, and appropriate. Next slide out.
To just dwell on the name here for a second, something that might be important for people like us, to the extent permissible, you may want to consider an alternate name. So for example, if you're worried about people Googling your name and the association that it could bring up, if you're allowed to, use a different name. Use your middle name. So when you think about your business name, if you're thinking about cleaning by Josh, and if you Google Josh, you're going to find some very unflattering stuff about me. Well, let's try and do something a little different. As well as when you think about business names, try and have names that are somewhat relevant to what it is that you're doing. So if you're talking about, I don't know, Serenity Services, okay, well, what are we doing here? Let's have names that are kind of appropriate to what it is that you're doing. Something that says, like, if you're doing custodial, cool. Keep it somewhat relevant, and then also be aware of what are the associations that it carries. Like, let's really be thoughtful about what that name happens to bring about. As well as, again, be sensitive to using your own name. It is, so long as it's not a term of probation or something like that, definitely consider using an alternate name. Now, me being a second chance employer, I kind of went the other way because I wasn't permitted to use a pseudonym. So I basically said, you know what? My stuff hit the press. You're going to Google me. You'll find your stuff. You'll have a good time looking at it. By the way, this is what I'm doing now. So I'm basically leveraging my background and everything that happens when you Google it, saying, okay, that wasn't then and this is now. And I embraced it and I went the other way. But what I did was contrarian. It's, most folks, if you can get away with it, do it. Because if you're looking to be a house cleaner and you've got, grand theft charges on you, people might be a little hesitant to let you into their house. So think about how you position your name as well as your business name. Yeah, on to the next slide. Let's start working on elevator pitches here. Maybe if we can go drop the slides here. Let's take maybe some bold folks here as far as what you think an elevator pitch could be. I started mine early by saying, I'm Josh Nowak. I'm co-founder of Breaking Free Apparel. We are a t-shirt printing business based in Southern California. More than that, we are a second chances employer, and you can find our stuff over at Breaking Free BFI. That's my typical pitch. Dwight, do you want to offer up yours as a sample, and then let's start hearing from everybody else around?
Sure, Josh. Yeah, and that's a great elevator pitch. Again, I'm Dwight Deloach. I'm from Washington, D.C. I inherited H&B services. We provide facility maintenance such as carpet cleaning, janitorial to commercial and government clients. Our tagline is we have your facility needs covered. We serve the Northeast region.
Yeah, I'm going to unmute Ann here for just a second, who asked wisely in the chat. So Ann, one of the things that the elevator pitch over the next 7 weeks of talking about it will do is you'll start talking about a product that you like, and then you're like, actually, on second thought, I have no desire to sell that. So part of the joy of this elevator pitch exercise is, hey, I sell dog leashes. And if that kind of doesn't really quite come out of your mouth, you're like, well, I don't even like dogs. What am I doing selling that? So over the next 8 weeks, try them all on for size. Say it though, as if you're actually already in the business and doing it. And then two things will happen. Either A, you'll envision yourself saying, wow, that's pretty kind of cool. Or, oh, hell no, we're not doing that.
So you're saying just make up a bunch of different businesses that maybe I'm interested in.
Yeah.
And then just try the elevator speech as if I were doing it and see what it feels like.
Think of this as your personal shopping department, as if you're going clothing shopping. Hey, I'm going to try on this business. Let me see how that fits. Yeah, that doesn't fit well at all. So yeah, absolutely. Try it on.
So it's not really analyzing in any way, like, do I think this is a good idea of a business? It's just more, does this fit? Does this ring for me? Does it feel good to say this is what I do? It's like trying it on for me as opposed to, could I make this work in my area actually?
Well, other than selling ice in Alaska, the reality is so many businesses can work with passion. So I'll give you an example. A gal that I sold shirts to is doing a nonprofit for veterans, right? It's t-shirts. It's 40 cents of ink on a $4 shirt, but people will pay $30 for that t-shirt because she's so enthusiastic about what she's doing. Like the Pet Rock sold how many millions of units as the Pet Rock? Was it a great idea? Yeah. Like, let's not worry so much about killing your great idea before you even get started. Enthusiasm goes a very long way. And over the next 8 weeks, we can talk about how you kind of vet out your process. Things like that will kind of ferret themselves out. Again, ice in Alaska in the wintertime, probably not a great idea. But, the cool thing about brainstorming, which is kind of what we're doing here, is that there are no bad ideas. The only thing that I'll say that I kind of shy people away from is the realistic part is around nonprofit ideas. When people come out, oftentimes they're looking at being a nonprofit to really give back to society because they feel particularly compelled. Chances are, if you've got a felony background and you're trying to be a nonprofit, you might have a few challenges getting started, because if I'm going to be a donor and I'm talking to you as being, the owner or the founder of this nonprofit, I do a background check on you and I see felony charges for malfeasance, you're going to have a tough time.
But it sounds like you're saying, in a way, almost any like for-profit business idea you can make it work if you have sufficient passion. I guess I had one other question when you were saying like
Yeah.
just start. I'm like, well, what if you need to be making a certain amount of money like right away in order to pay your rent? Like, how are you going to make enough time to do the new business when you're working
Okay.
all the
This is
time just to get, you know,
This
pay
is an
your
excellent question. It comes up often. A couple of
yeah.
things. One is, don't give up your day job until your side hustle becomes your main hustle. So let's not be stupid.
Yeah.
Like, you've got a job, you've got income, cool. Let's keep that. Then the next thing I said earlier, entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart. And given by our common gray hair, getting older is not for worms either. So what I'm going to say to you is, you are going to have to put in extra hours above and beyond, which, okay, fine, that's what weekends or evenings are for. What I would suggest to you is, pick, maybe it's 3 items a day. 3 items every day that you can do about your business to advance growth in your business idea. And what I mean by that is, let's just say you wanted to have an online business. Maybe tonight you evaluate the 3 different leading providers. You check out GoDaddy, Bluehost, and some other to just get your domain name. Tomorrow you have another 3 tasks to get your email up and secure your Gmail account, and so on and so on, whatever it happens to be. But if you pick 3 things to do every single day, by the time you're done, you're 21 steps ahead of where you are today. And even if you go down a pathway that ultimately says, you know what, this is not where I want to go to begin with. I hate dogs. Why am I going to be a dog walker? At least after a week, you now know you don't want to be a dog walker.
Yeah.
That's
So you're
not
basically
necessarily-
saying keep your day job, but no matter how hard you're working, you probably have a few hours you could do almost
That's
every
right.
day, or at least an hour, do some little thing, and don't even sweat too much like which idea you're pursuing, but just like choose an idea, pursue it, and then
That's right.
keep going, put time into it every day.
Right. Because what's going to happen very shortly is that if you spend that hour every day, firstly, an hour is going to become 2. Let's just face it. And you'll find that 15 minutes, the 15 minutes becomes 30, the 30 becomes 45. And because it's your passion, you'll want to spend more time. And as you're going through it, you're going to refine. You're going to refine your ideas, refine how you want to approach it, and you're going to learn, which is kind of what you really want.
Mhm.
How are you expected to know what your business 5 years now should look like? Now, I will say there's a lot of value in doing a blue sky of allowing yourself to dream. I dream myself of giving up my effing day job, that I'm making sufficient money to account for my bills and actually thrive and grow. And I'm making more money now than ever. Like, you really, if I think about Michael Jordan or I don't know,
I think
Steph
that's
Curry
right.
or something like that. What's that?
No, I was about to say, I think I know what you're going at with the Michael Jordan and the shots, and
Yeah. You envision success before you see it.
yeah,
Like Michael Jordan would stand, it's widely known that he would stand at the foul line before he took a shot. He would envision it going in before he lets the ball go. As you're starting to start playing with your visions and your dreams, you're going to start seeing these kind of things kind of coming into focus. Hey, you know what? I don't want my logo to be blue. I want it to be brown. I don't want my, uh, and with that openness comes clarity. Someone comes up to me today and says, hey, you know, I don't like your logo. I'm like, you know what? Neither do I. Maybe I should change it. And it's not to say I'm always willy-nilly about certain things. I'm not. But we're all on this evolution. And the day you stop dreaming about your business and refining your business is the day your business dies.
that's right.
So long as you're blowing energy into this business of yours, you are going to evolve. So that's what I'm saying. When you start, you will evolve quite a bit right out of the gate. And that's awesome. And I encourage you to use the next 8 weeks to really draw on the people that are your classmates and your instructors. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about, what are you thinking about doing? If you've got an idea, cool, awesome. You're not quite sure if it's going to work. Don't worry, we'll figure it out. But every time you take that step forward, you're going to know a little bit closer about what's going to really light your personal fire. And if you have a job already, even better, because then you could take, let's just say you wanted to be in the, you're going to do some bakery. You want to open up a bakery and you've got a day job. Maybe you've got $20 at the end of the week that you can put some marketing dollars to your business and help it grow. So like when you have an already existing income, great, keep it, grow, work that 5-10 hours an extra a week. And then over time, that side hustle really should be able to take over your day job and just keep on going one step at a time. So think about that pitch, try it on for size as if you were over at the store trying on shirts and pants and all that sort of stuff. You'll go through 20 to find the right shirt for now. And then tomorrow you might wake up and saying, that's a terrible shirt. I don't like how it fits me now. I'm going to do something else. And that'll be more than fine. You have anything to add on that there, Dwight?
No, all I can say is that you have to just continue to keep going, right? So like Josh said, even if you're working, I done the same. My dad started a business and then I graduated school and had a job. My dad got sick and I needed a caretake for him. So I quit my job and started working on the business and just trying to grow it, right? And part of that growth is just the leap, right? All entrepreneurs eventually want to take that leap to say, I think I want to do this all full time. And what steps is it going to take, right? And if you keep making those steps that Josh talked about each day, and even if they're incremental and you think that you're not seeing progress, they are progress, because that's going to help you when you do make that leap. You got everything in your ducks in a row. So when you take your leap, you already ironed out your customers, you already built up your business, your strategy, or you started doing some marketing, you start going out and talking to clients while you still working. And then again, use your job like a bank. You're using some of the funds that you're making to hopefully fund your business idea, right? And that takes time and you have to continue to learn and make some mistakes. But as long as you make those strides and keep going, you will make them. And we will take that leap. You got to eventually think about taking the leap and say, hey, I want to get into this when that time is right. And continue to make strides every day, and embrace all the ups and downs along with it, right? Every day is not going to be all smiling roses, but just know that your why. So when you think about your business, think about your why. Why are you doing this? What service are you providing? What's your end goal? What are you trying to solve, or what are you trying to provide? That will be your motivation to keep going every day, right? And again, your passion. Be passionate about your business. Be proud when you talk to people about your business. Network and continue to grow and learn from others, right? Talk about it. Get a mentor. Talk to someone that's been down this road before. Keep a nice circle of people that's like-minded, going in the same direction as you, that wants to see you prosper, that wants to help your business get off the ground, that wants to see your idea come to fruition and help and stay connected with them. That'll be your tribe as you continue to grow.
So Corinne brings up a wonderful comment here in the chat window about dealing with haters. Be careful who you talk to. Like much as you would like, I don't know, for those of you who enter a dating phase of life and you talk to, hey, what do you think of my girl? And they're like, when you ask somebody's opinion, they might actually give it to you. So be wise in who you ask for their opinion. When you ask for opinions, ask for people whose opinion you value, whose opinions you trust. It's not to say that you shouldn't take, there's some people say, don't take advice from people that aren't successful. Okay, well, I don't know that that's true, because people that aren't successful can tell you, well, how did they mess up? It's like, but to the people that aren't overly supportive of you, find people that are going to cheer you on. Find your cheerleaders. No shame in just that. To people that are detractors, maybe you want to listen to what they have to say. Not that they should dissuade you from your dreams and goals and objectives, but they might give you something to think about as far as, hey, wait a minute, make sure you get somebody to help you with such and such. Yeah, like don't immediately blow people off just because, but hear what they have to say. Thank you for your opinion. And then, hey, what's true for me?
Sure.
I will come home, and the other day I had one of my mentors tear me a new one. And I came home, and yes, I'm 3 years into my business. rapid expansion. He came in, tore me a new one. He's military, so he just says it as it is. And I'm going to take that criticism and I'm going to say, you know what? Let's ignore the attitude that it rode in on. And let's take what are the helpful suggestions and feedback that he brought to me. Yeah, I could get really defensive and let my ego say, oh, F this guy. What does he know? I'm going to do it my way. Well, he's been in business longer than me. He might know a thing or two that I don't. Let me take that in and work with that. And Lisa, I mean, yes, there is a difference between constructive criticism and criticism, but even criticism, sometimes it's helpful. You know, I look for signs where people are giving me messages, and sometimes the messages I receive in my day-to-day are what to do. And somebody could tell me something and I hear what they have to say, and I'm actually gonna do the exact opposite. Just ask yourself, what is true for me? Breathe in on it. What is true for me? You're right. You want to hear the tone on the message, hear the message, ignore the tone. There's all kinds of ways to kind of think it through. But you know, the challenge being judicially involved is that we have spent some time with people that have told us that we are less than perfect.
That's right.
And that's going to be a really kind way of saying it. We have been told that we're worthless. We've been told that we're trash. We're told that we're some human. We're treated as some human. We don't need people telling you that at this point as an aspiring entrepreneur, as an entrepreneur in training, if you will. I had one cohort where everyone started introducing themselves with how long they were away from, what their convictions were, what their charges were, and that I'm an ex-felon. A judicial past may be part of a chapter in our lives, but we're writing a new chapter right now. And I don't know about you, sometimes I read a book and some chapters are effing terrible. My 2018, 2019 chapter was really effing terrible. I'd like to skip over it, but that chapter is defining who I am today in terms of my desire to be of service to others. It's defined who my now romantic partner is. It defines so much about who I am today that without that experience, I don't do what I'm doing today. So I'm going to take away all that negative attributes and say, you know what, I learned from my incarceration experience, and I'm going to do better now, and I'm going to have a lot of fun while doing it. So where I'm going with this is, there will be haters, there will be detractors, there will be people that will tell you that you can't do this. Why are you trying to do it? Just get a job. 1,000 reasons why. But you're here. You've taken a huge step forward to saying, I'm an entrepreneur. Yes, it's a free course. It's one of 7 weeks plus graduation. But really get into it. Get into it. Take that first step. You're not going to fail. What does failure look like? Oh, sorry, I tried a business, it didn't work out. All of us have been fired, or most of us have been fired from one job or another. Okay, we get up, we move on. We tweak, we course correct, we move on, no big deal. So coming back to it, I don't know if it's Ann or if it's somebody else. Does someone want to give out their pitch? And let's start talking about pitches. Let's hear about some of your businesses. Also in the chat window, can we also start here? Like, where's everybody from? I'm here just outside of Los Angeles. Let's also get a sense of where people are geographically located, have some fun, get to know a little bit more about each other. Let's hear some pitches and let's get some feedback. A reminder that a good pitch tells me who you are, what it is that you do, name of your business, something kind of fun about your business that kind of is a little bit ear catching. Tell me what geographic region you serve, and then how do we find you? Corinne, let's hear from you. Where are you? And if I mispronounce your name, please tell me. Like, I hate being wrong.
Oh, no, you said my name correct. I don't know if I'm on the screen yet.
You are. I can see.
All right, so my elevator pitch. So how you doing? My name is Curran. I go back to Vail. I'm an entrepreneur. I put my hands in anything I could touch. My company is called PRE, Party Ready Entertainment. Basically, I named it after Young Dolph. His mentality and hustle really drove me to another level. So, he was PRE. So I named my company after him. And I just like interacting with people. So any service I can do to interact with people, I like interacting with people every day, different people. I used to work for Ford, making about 1,700 a week. It wasn't about the money; it's about being able to control my time and being able to spend, time with my family. So I have a clothing brand called Millionaire Mindset, and that's what I get, and also a clothing line called GWAP, GWAP, Grinder with a Purpose. So I always ask everybody, like, what's your purpose of grinding? Some people just hustle just for no reason. So I lost a lot of money. I never give up. I keep going. I keep pushing, and I don't think it's such thing as failure. It's all stepping stone and learning steps for me. And I've been an entrepreneur for about 6 years. I think my money flow been pretty decent because I never give up. I never give up.
All right. So let's unpack this for a second, Corinne. From a business perspective, if we're going to start harvesting a business of yours, I understand very well that you do a lot of different things here, and that's super cool. So let's pick one of the things that you're doing. Do you want to talk about your apparel line? Do you want to talk about, when you think about Party Ready Entertainment, are you a DJ type person? Is that what you're doing?
So okay, I'll stick to Party Ready Entertainment. So I actually I have LED furniture for late night parties. I have an outdoor movie theater business, and that came about during COVID, family spending more time together. So I come to your house, set up the movie theater screen, the popcorn, the candy, the drinks, and I get to watch movie with different families and get paid for it.
Love it. Love it. So let's kind of bring this down to a 20 or 30-second thing that you can start talking to people about. So if I'm Curran, I've got Party Ready Entertainment. We help families, businesses, remember, you can pick your style here, have all kinds of family-friendly activities. We provide outdoor movies, venues, dinner, catering for your specific event. You can find us at PRE on your socials. You want to get to a point where you can encapsulate that in 20 or 30 seconds. So you can start telling us what it is that you do.
Okay, just straight to the point, to will them in, to make them want to know more, basically.
Right, because here's the thing. So to retain my attention, you've got about 6 seconds before I start dreaming about something else in life. And it's not to say that you aren't engaging and you aren't entertaining, but day to day, you've got about 6 seconds if I'm in a networking setting before I start dreaming about something else or something that's my attention. So you've got a lot of personality and a lot of just energy. You've got a big, I love that you've got some big person energy, and I love it. So bring it down to 20 or 30 seconds to say, hey, you want to have the time of your life? Call us up. We're going to make your movie night the best movie night ever. We're available for your business meetings, for your family gatherings. Want to watch a Super Bowl in the best possible way? You've got to call us.
Okay.
And synthesize it down, distill what you just shared in 20 seconds or so, so that every word matters, so that when I'm hearing you, you're coming off with so much energy that it's like, I've got to hire you Saturday night because the big game is on, and I want to do it on the backyard. I want my whole block party to happen, and I want you to be there for it. I want you to bring the booze. I want you to bring the food. I want you to bring your TV. I want you to make sure that everyone's having a great time, and I want you to make a lot of money.
All right.
Like that's kind of where I want you to go with that.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have something that you want to add?
Yeah, Corinne,
thank you for going first.
Yeah, I think you did a good job. I would say also discuss the location that you service, and how customers can find you if you got business cards or you on social, how they can get in contact with you. Right.
All right. Thank you.
Who's up next? You can raise your hand through the Zoom thingy. You can put it into the chat window. Let's hear from
Michelle. It says Michelle raised. Michelle B.
Hi. Can you hear me? I live in Pennsylvania in the Berks County area. My business it's called Truly Restored Coaching Services, and it is a restoration service where about bringing families together, not just families, but also individuals. So somebody used to be an addict, they came out of treatment, or they have a mental health disorder and they came out of treatment. And my job is to help them embrace themselves, build a strong relationship with themselves, but also repair the relationship they have with their family members.
Okay, Michelle, can you tell me the name of the business again?
Truly Restored Coaching Services.
Okay, so to synthesize that down a little bit more, again, let's try and start distilling it. So I'm Michelle. I'm the chief therapist at, or the chief coach at, whatever that happens to be, at Truly Restored Services. We help returning citizens or people coming out of recovery reintegrate back into society. We service the greater Pennsylvania. Did you say you're in Bucks County?
Berks.
Berks, sorry. We service the greater population of Berks County, and we're available online as well. And you can find us online at
Truly Restored.
Yeah. Do you see what I kind of did with that?
Yes.
And as well as what you want to do is that you want to just say, this is what we do, not kind of like, well, we kind of, you basically want to give it in one sentence. What is your offering? We help people we help people that are coming out of recovery and reintegrate to society.
Okay.
We connect people from recovery into 12-step programs. We help people reintegrate back to society from incarceration. So you're providing that 20-second deal, because ultimately where we're going with this is that when I hear your pitch, there's two possible outcomes that you want from me. One is you want me to say to you, yes, let's do business together because I need your services personally. But more likely what you really want me to do is go through my mental Rolodex of people that I know that are in your situation that could be a good contact for you. And the better you paint that picture of what that person looks like and sounds like, the more successful you'll be, and the more I'll be in being able to refer that person to you. So as you're saying that, what you're trying to get me to do is, who do I know that's coming out of recovery? Do I know anyone that's coming out of recovery? Because this would be a wonderful person with whom to speak.
Okay.
Like, and that's why you've kind of got to get it within 20 seconds because you don't want to lose me. I'm personally not substance addicted. So if you start telling me about all the brouhaha as far as the ins and outs of therapy, you're going to lose me. But what you want to get to is, I am looking for somebody who just came out of incarceration on drug charges. I want to talk to somebody who just got out of a detox center and they're looking for some help and support. We offer support to people coming out of detox. We offer support to people coming out of county. We offer people that are trying to embrace a life of sobriety. Those are the kind of words that you kind of want to talk to.
Okay.
We help them find peace in their sobriety, something along those lines. Find the words that work for you. I'm just an idiot. But find the words that work for you to get down to about 20 seconds. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
You bet. Dwight, do you have something that you want to add on?
I would just think about, as you continue to think about, great pitch, by the way, just think about maybe a quick slogan as well that will say, or healing souls or restoring souls. That's something maybe, catchy that you can also add as you continue to embark on this great journey of serving others and making sure people continue to move forward in their lives and return back and move forward. So I think that's something you can add, but continue on. I think it's great that you're doing this.
Thank you. I did have a tagline, but my sister, who's been in business for 23 years, just saw it a couple of days ago, and she was like, "You got to change it." So I'll change my tagline, and I'll get my elevator pitch down to 20 seconds. Thank you both.
You bet. And great job, Michelle. Thank you for being brave. Let's hear from Zoom user who I don't know who you are, but let's hear about you anyway.
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Julian. I'm from Boston, Mass. And so I'm a cement truck driver. And so I'm trying to transition from doing that to being a motivational speaker. So just a little background of me. I'm a recovering heroin addict. I've been clean for 16 years. I did 8.5 years in the feds for unarmed bank robbery. So what I do now is on the side, I go to schools like high schools and colleges and just share my story and, inspire the young generation, because, that's why I started at messing up. And, so I do that. And also I make t-shirts. I just started making t-shirts too as well. So I just want to, I'm here for information and, like how to make that, the right transition from working, driving some. I got a good job, driving some. I got my CDL license. From that to working for myself, like I'm tired, like I feel like I have no time for myself when I'm working for somebody else. And like I just feel like there's more out there for me,
Sure. So 2 thoughts. One is, for purposes of the next 7 weeks, do you want to focus more on t-shirts or your motivational speaker side?
More on the motivational speaking side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then to go on that route, you want to say, hi, I'm Julian. I'm a motivational speaker. I provide encouraging guidance to college and high school students.
Mhm.
I'm looking for connections into the school districts to have students embrace a sober life, or whatever it is that kind of works for you. But you want to have that. If you think about, as a motivational speaker, what is the opening paragraph about what your typical keynote would be? So I've got a mentor friend of mine who did 3 years federal for Ponzi scheme sort of stuff. And his opening line is, "Hey, I'm Chuck Gallagher. 23 years ago in 16 days, I took the 23 steps in my life that changed my world."
Mm.
And talk about, like, if you think about what is that opening line to your motivational speech that gets the kids engaged, and that kind of forms the basis for your pitch over here. I'm Julian. I am 16 years sober as a reformed heroin addict, and I'm here to tell you about how do we keep our kids healthy and protected, or something like that, whatever works for you. You can find me at, Julian Rules on socials, and on your social media channels, you're going to want to have pictures of you in a suit and tie, talking to kids, all that sort of stuff, or church groups. And as part of your pitch, you're going to want contacts and connections into people that you're going to typically want to talk to, who are going to be able to book you: churches, schools, colleges, at-risk youth programs, things like that. And people that you're going to want to get in front of. And you want your pitch to kind of cater to that. I am looking to talk to school administrators. I am looking to talk to college administrators. I am looking to talk to pastors, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, see, and this is the reason why I signed up for this, because, just to give me a variety of, places and things that I could, reach out to and, just, sell my pitch to them,
Yeah, Allie, if you look at Allie's comment here in the chat window, she's got some thoughts as well. But work on your pitch, as well as get yourself, when you start going online, get yourself 30-second snippets, different versions of your pitch on an Instagram type platform, so that people can start finding you, so that you can tell your story of, for lack of a better term, of redemption.
Doing that, like, just recently I have been, like, promoting myself more, just, putting, like little skits of events that I spoke at, and, I also do poetry. So I add that along in it with my story. So I've been doing that, but I just need to be more effective and more, have more resources. And this is why I reached out to you guys.
Well, I'm honored that you chose us. I'm honored that you're here. I hope that it's not too cold in Boston. I will make weather jokes from time to time. I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
At least I stopped making 1986 Mets jokes to people in Boston. But let's make sure that, there's a whole bunch of ways about you approaching this. When you think about how you create a motivational speaker type business and getting onto that speaker panel type stuff. So keep working on that. Let's get over to Dwight just also chimes in here. Record your speeches, upload them to to YouTube and other social media channels. Reels are really big right now, like the 30-second, 1-minute snippets on TikTok and on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. Super popular, where you turn around and have a thought of the day.
Right. I mean, I got a decent amount of followers, and I'm just trying to get more into it. I just have to put out more content, so. And,
Well, think about what I sent over to, where is she? What I just said a few minutes ago, 3 things a day.
I wrote that down. I like that. I really like that. That was real big.
Because it's really easy. Like, as you wind down from the evening, you come home from work, you have your dinner, cool, whatever, you turn on the TV and you can just spend the rest of the evening on that. And then at some point in time, you go off to bed. If before you turn on the TV, you do those 3 things, and it could be 4, it could be 2, it could be 1. Heck, if it's just 1, you're 7 steps closer to achieving the business of your dreams.
Absolutely.
But if you can do 3 quick things before you tie out your day and you start kind of, going into the decompress mode, think about what you can do. And I've heard that used in so many different avenues, the number 3 of having some level of power. When I used to have a CPA practice, it would be, hey, make 3 sales phone calls every day. When I was in incarceration, write 3 good things that happened today, to keep your spirits up. Just, something to kind of keep you going, that there's a level of momentum that happens every single day, so that by the end of the week, you've got 21 things that you can report back to us and those that love you about what you've done to advance your business.
And I'm definitely going to take that into consideration, man. And I'm going to start that tomorrow, just.
Hey, it's only 7:30, dude.
Because I like that. I like that idea, instead of just, be like, man, I got 21 things to do and I'm trying to do it all at once. Like, just do it 3 a day.
It's not going to happen.
Like, I really appreciate
1 step at a time. Yeah. 1 step.
Right. Let's hear from Carol.
Hi, everyone. My name's Carol. I joined this Zoom today because I'm a substance abuse counselor. I'm also a reentrant, and a person in long-term recovery. My passion is what I do for a living. I'm looking for a side hustle for when retirement comes around. I also want to share this information that I'm receiving from you guys onto my clients, just to give them a basis to go off of. While we're incarcerated, we come home with grandiose ideals of, oh, I'm going to be a business owner and this and that, and we don't know the first thing of how to start it. So I appreciate you guys sharing your knowledge and information with us. And I like the word free. So with that being said, I'm going to give you my made up elevator speech. Hi, my name is Carol DiPotato. I am the founder of Carol's Curious Finds. You'll find my store on eBay. It's an eBay store where you can find unique gift ideas. I like to, I know I'm getting off topic because I'm nervous.
You're fine. You're perfect.
Yeah.
But I want, stay tuned for, Christmas is coming up. Come to my eBay shop and find your gifts, your unique gifts for your family and friends. And also stay tuned for my brick and mortar store coming soon to the Harrisburg Hershey area in central Pennsylvania.
Firstly, perfect. Couple thoughts. First, to the extent that you have clients that you think would make sense to kind of join in, not too late, get them in touch with Allie, and Allie will be only too happy to enroll them in, because we typically are more than welcome for we usually allow people in through the second class and they can get caught up pretty efficiently. This is the last course of 2022. So
Okay.
It would be great to have higher enrollment. Would love to have more people. And as you know, you can't beat the price.
Right.
Allie already says that she's a sucker for business with alliteration. So cool. And your pitch is perfectly right on spot. Hey, it's Carol's creative. What was it? It's Carol's
Curious Finds.
Carol's Curious Finds. I love it. And finding us on eBay at and you'd put in the
Mhm.
whatever the handle there is, or you can
Right.
also put it on Etsy. I'm an Etsy shop owner. You can find me at whatever it is, and you can debate between Etsy and eBay.
Mhm.
And think about the curious finds that you might find. You never know what you're going to find here. You just have to be a little curious. Or you can come up and say, you know, it's Halloween time. You know, you get your fancy pantsy pumpkin. Whatever it is that works for you, and you have the right idea as far as putting out there that what are you coming up that's seasonal? What is a reason for me to go click in and say and stop by your store?
Mhm.
So perfect. And again, for your day job that you're doing right now, absolutely. Let's get if more people want to enroll, that'd be awesome. We've got one more person here, Jimmy. Let's hear from you, and then we're gonna
Great
start
job,
wrapping it up.
Hello, how y'all doing?
Hey there, Jimmy.
All right. I'll turn you up.
I'm blessed. How y'all doing today?
Doing
Hey,
great, man.
I'm alive and I'm healthy.
Okay, well, I just want to give y'all a little bit of background on me. My name is Jimmy Gorey. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I just got out of prison since March. I've been out since March, and I just started my business. It's called Greatness AZ Cleaning Services. It's based in Glendale, Arizona, and I just wanted to let y'all hear my pitch real quick. Okay,
Let's
y'all
hear it.
down? All right. Hello, my name is Jimmy Gorey. I'm the owner of Greatness AZ Cleaning Services. I provide a great clean to residential homes and commercial facilities. You can find me on Google and Facebook at Greatness AZ Cleaning Services. I'm looking to clean the world one house and business at a time. And that's my pitch right there. How does that sound?
What do you think, Dwight?
Hey, Jimmy, I think you did a great job. I think that you have a passion. You want to clean the world, right? And I think that
Yes.
you that sparkle. I would narrow down where you can serve, type of cleaning you do. But I think that you're on it, right? I'm having similar business, right? You can just say where you can find you at. I know you talked about where you at, but you want to just dive in and just talk about, you know, what differentiates yourself from other cleaning services too, right? Is this your
Okay.
price? If it's, you know, the way you clean, the products you use. I mean, these some things down the road. I know you only got 20 seconds, but think about that as well. That will make you best cleaner out there, but you got it. I love the enthusiasm.
Hell yeah,
Coming from.
for sure. Is that all?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
For sure.
We are coming up to 4:30 here, so we want to make sure that you get back to your evening. Thank you so much for joining in tonight. I hope that you come back next week for more fun, more laughs, more love, more business. We're going to get into marketing, getting that first sale. The recordings will be sent out tomorrow by Allie. If you don't receive it, just let us know. Again, if you have other people that you think could benefit from this class, please let us know. Quincy, if you can put that chat, put your, if you have a question, please send it off to Allie. I'm going to put my email over here if you want to get in touch. I will be seeing you next week, same time, same station, same Zoom link. And Allie, do you have any other closing words?
Pretty much covered it. Thank you so much, Dwight. Thank you so much, Josh. As Josh mentioned, registration, I'm going to leave it open for the next week and a half. So if anybody, you know, may be interested, send them this way. The registration is still on the website, or you can share my email. I'd be happy to connect with them. Next week, we are going to move, as I mentioned at the beginning of class, we are going to progress. So we're going to talk about marketing, different types of businesses, partnerships, break-even analysis. So we are going to get more intense pretty quickly. Otherwise, as Josh mentioned, if you don't get the recording from me, a lot of times we get bounce backs, full inboxes, things like that. Email me. If you don't hear from me by tomorrow evening at the latest, just reach out. I'll make sure you get all the information from tonight. Otherwise, we will see you next Wednesday. We hope you have a great rest of your week. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Thank you all. Great job.